Hi there. Had my third planned gamma knife treatment, and like before, you lay there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, um, while they pretty much zap you with radiation in the head. So that's what happened. Um, Nothing too exciting. Had to wear that mask again, and I'll have to take a picture and add it on here. And that mask fits tight. It's not the most comfortable thing, but one needs to wear it because they have to be sure each day that you get these treatments that they're hitting the exact same points every time. So yeah, thank you to Xanax though, because I take two of those right as about to lay down, and I fortunately get to sleep through most of it. Not all of it. I tend to wake up the last half hour. And when I say wake up, I'm not like ready to bounce off the bed and get going. You're groggy. Not a fan of taking meds, especially stuff like that. It Yeah, it slows you down. Definitely can't go driving. It slows you down. I don't know how some people do it. I mean, you hear stories about people living on stuff like that, Ambien, Xanax. I don't know. I guess Xanax is a bit stronger. But anyhow, so I had the third treatment, and yeah. Now you said there, and the plan forward is to wait and see, right? So we'll see. I think that's sometimes the hardest part is playing that waiting game because the doctors they come up with a plan, they attack the areas they need to attack, and then you have to wait because the way to describe it, it's that it's not like the gamma knife goes in. I mean, it's a non-invasive procedure. So it's not like they cut into you and take something out, and now you can be like, look, it's no longer there. This radiation kills the cells, but when a scan is done after, which there will be many a scans are coming, you will still see something there. The question is it something that is what changes are going to happen? What are we actually seeing? Is it getting smaller? Probably not. Is it staying the same? Hopefully, means the cells are dead and not growing. Is it growing? We don't want to see that. It means you got to go back for more treatment. So, shrinking, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I haven't gone through this a bunch of times to say, hey, this is what usually happens. But from how it was described, I don't think you'll see any shrinking. What you want to see is no change as far as growing. Um, and hopefully, because we found it early, things were found super early, it'll just be okay, this is where it was, and there's no change. And when we check in a week, it's the same. And when we check in 3 months, no change, unless something happens in my body that absorbs again. I don't know. This is me spitballing here. I don't know what's going to happen, but we don't want to see growing, any sort of anything growing. Um, so but had a treatment. The third, I mean, having a treatment is better than what the initial plan was. I was supposed to have surgery to remove stuff, but talking to the radiation oncologist and oh, the the neurosurgeon, they decided that going non-invasive and doing the radiation would actually be the best route to start with. And then cro- cross your fingers that that's all we have to do. And then we monitor and we monitor and we monitor and we monitor. Um, Monitoring itself is not, I mean, it's nice. Yes, all you have to do is monitor and not go in, but it requires it requires doing nothing but waiting. And waiting, as you all know, sucks ass. You just don't know. You you just have to wait. And with things like this, you want to do something. You want to like, all right, step one, okay, we find it. Step two, we take it out. Step three, we heal. Step four, move, move, boom. You just want to check those boxes. It's hard to check waiting, but it's what you have to do. It's like when I went through this before, well, not specifically this, but other cancers, they, you do these treatments and then you scan and then you wait and look for changes, and you just cross your fingers, or if you're a religious person, you want to pray and that helps, you do that. Whatever it is, but you have to wait. And that is the hardest part, is the wait, you know. You find yourself sometimes just laying there and you try to think of all the things. Well, could there have been anything I could have done? And the logical side of you knows fully well, no, that's just your biology. But there's still always going to be that part of you that says, hey, had I eaten one more apple, would that have made a difference? Had I gone for one more jog, would that have made a difference? Had I done this, could that have made a difference? Had I done this other thing, what could have? And I think doing that in itself could drive you insane. So I really, truly try not to do that. And just try to live in the now and be like, hey, whatever I could have done, I didn't done. So, or I didn't do. So in that case, it doesn't matter. It no longer matters. All that matters is the here and now and what to do moving forward. Okay? To look back and say, well, I could have, would have, should have. And then what? Now you're either upset or you're. It no longer matters. It's just what you do at this point and how you move forward with it and how you take care of things, and you keep going forward, and you go with doctor treatments, you ask questions, and you go there. The one thing I do think about though is the type of cancer that this whole thing is. When the pathology, I guess they said it's squamous cell carcinoma, which basically is a skin cancer. A skin cancer that started on the esophagus, and now parts of it, well, it's a catalyst for everything that went from esophagus into the cranium. I use the word cranium instead of brain for some reason. It just feels, I don't know if sounding more clinical, it sounds better that way than brain just sounds like, well, I don't have a whole lot up there, so it's covered. But it's not. It is what it is. um, yeah. So just think about that. So one would think, all right, you have skin cancer. When you think of skin cancer, you think, all right, it's on your skin, it's on your hand, on your leg, on your neck, maybe on your scalp. You cut it out and you move on with life, and you know you would think it'd be one of the easiest one. It's not, and you think, all right, people get skin cancer from being out in the sun too much. But this was in the esophagus. It wasn't. It wasn't on my skin. Um, Now, the reason it got on my esophagus is because of high chance. No, there's no 100% proven, but there's high chance because of the treatments I got for for my previous cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, and as part of that treatment, I had to have radiation therapy on the chest. Well, one of the possible side effects, is damage to the esophagus, you know, and the potential for this to happen, for this sort of cancer to be generated from the radiation. Now, one would be like, well, maybe they shouldn't have done that. Well, had they not, it's a chance you have to take. Has they not done that, that I wouldn't be here to have these other things happen. I would have also missed 20 years of life and all the great things that happened, and all the amazing people I've met and all that stuff. So yes, and again, I don't know 100% for sure. No one will ever say 100% for sure one caused the other, but from everyone I talk to, it says, yeah, that's a more than likely catalyst for bringing this on. So it is what it is. It is what it is. If it There's a whole lot of time. I'm not going anywhere. Now I'm going through other treatments, so I have another 20 years to bug the piss out of people. And I love doing that. That's what I'm working on. I'm working on the next 20 years to bug the heck out of you people. Am I going to make videos every day for 20 years? People only start paying for that stuff. But it's, so you can't look back and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because then there's a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'd have missed. A lot of people I've missed talking to. A lot of fun things with my family. It's just so much. So if all I get was 20, 30 years, man, I'm still winning here, Now, I know that sounds like, hey, okay, where are we going here with this? We're going nowhere in the sense that I'm not going anywhere. I feel amazing. I mean, after the treatment and coming off the Xanax, yes, you're groggy and you're tired and things like that, but once flush that through, I'd have some caffeine, eat. I mean, steroids got me eating like crazy. I'm expecting myself to bloat up one of these days. But I'm good to go again, man. I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to move. Go from there. I think one of the big things too is that my sleep just changed a bit. I'm usually a night owl. I love staying up late, whether I play some video games or just watching movies or just flipping through channels. But lately, I've been going to bed like 10 o'clock. I mean, and for me, that's like mind boggling. But it's fine because, okay, I'm tired. All right, might as well go to bed. On the flip side, I've been waking up at 2, 2:30, 3 in the morning. And it's like, well, why are you doing that? I don't know. My eyes open. I feel great. I feel rested. I'm ready to go. I know that I have not been exerting myself as much as I used to. And so, you can only do so much when you're restricted, you know. And that's fine. So I get 5 hours of sleep, but I feel amazing after. It's a great time where I get to try to tell my story here a little bit and go from there. And I got time to just add stuff or post stuff around or whatever it ends up being. So yeah, it's makes it interesting now. Yeah, okay, 5 hours of sleep. You're like, well, you need more sleep, probably, but I mean, I need sleep for the energy I burn. My hope is to, well, my plan is to start maybe going, just taking those extra longer walks. I try not to nap during the day because I'm not tired, but if I am, sometimes I do. You know, I mean, going through the gamma treatment, it does, I'm not nauseous, I'm not dizzy, I'm not any of those things. I do get a little tired, so I can just sit down and I take a nap. And that might last all of 10 or 15 minutes. Great, whatever. I got nothing else to do. You know, I'd love to be out there. I got a shed worth of crap I need to do. I'm thinking holiday lights need to come down. I mean, there's stuff that needs to get done, but there's no rush right now. You know, I mean, my hope after last year when I wasn't able to do as much was to do it this year. But I get some time. And instead of putting it up for the 2 months that I usually put up, okay, so I got to put it up for 1 month. Okay. Grand scheme of things, okay, what's the big deal? You know? So if I can't do it as big as I usually like to do it, I'll do it next year, the year after that. I mean, like I told the people, I ain't going anywhere. There's going to be lifestyle changes, you know. Also, you know, another thing I wanted to mention, I wanted to say thank you to you know, I know a lot of people reach out and stuff like that, and thank you for that. You don't know how much that means. Um, you know, not really. I do these. I do these just to tell my story. Like I've told everyone, I'm like, tell your own story. I know I've said this before, but tell your story. Don't let somebody else tell your story for you. You're the one going through something. Feel free to tell your story. This way, there's no confusion. This way, Jill or Joe or Fred or whomever are not, well, did you hear Shelly over there has this? And all of a sudden, people start making stuff up and exaggerating, and because they don't know, right? They know 3% of your life. No, I totally get it. You know, it's hard. It's hard to do. It's hard. It's hard for me to do when I did this the first time. As far as sharing stuff, I am not a sherry in my life sort of person. I'm about, you know, I love helping people, but when it comes to sharing what's going on, especially stuff like that, it's not an easy thing to do. I would rather just lock it all down, keep it to myself, and then come out on the other side and be like, nope, nothing happened. I'm fine. But when I went through this last year, I mean, when you think about shit, what's on last year? I went through this last year, I thought to myself, you know, why not talk about it? Why not share? Maybe, I don't know. I did it for me to just get it out there, do something different. Maybe it'd be therapeutic for someone. it's therapeutic for me, but just I didn't want somebody else telling a story and getting stuff wrong or skewing it or anything. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell mine. And if people have questions, man, I am down to answer. You call, you want to text, you want to send a comment, which, hey, I think there's a way to subscribe. Please, I suck at this. So if you want to subscribe, so you get notifications on YouTube, because I post these, it's on YouTube, and then I link it to Facebook. Feel free, lock it down. You'll get notified when when I post something. I guess that's how it works. And you can check it out. I mean, but I do it. I tell the story because I don't want it to be a confusion. I hope, I do hope you enjoy hearing it, or if you want to hear it, but you don't want to. This is not about forcing anyone. No one could watch this, no one could subscribe, and I would still post these. I have a friend, when I went through this last year, and that inspired her to go get a colonoscopy. Now, I've had them as well too, and I'm gonna tell you, it's some of the best sleep you can get too. I mean, you don't remember anything. Yes, it sounds very invasive, but they say, once you hit, I think it's 40 or 45, you should get one every 5 years. Do it, people. It's a whole lot better to go in and they find something early and can get you taken care of, then you don't do it, and then you finally get symptoms, and nothing can be done. And all it would have taken is an hour or two out of your day on a table. They go with a probe. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing doctor. Let's say her name is Dr. Kashi. I mean, she's amazing. She was the one, I credit her when last year I went through things, because I went for an endoscopy because I was having problems swallowing last year. So she's GI, right? She's a GI doctor. So of course, colonoscopy, endoscopies, and everything else in between, I guess. She's an amazing doctor, and she was the one that found what had happened last time with my esophageal, and she worked right away to get me in the hospital and get things rolling fast. So she don't play. She's amazing, and I will sing her praises to the end of my life. She saved my life. She was part of the people that saved my life, but she found stuff, and from the time I had the endoscopy, I was sent home, and she worked to get me admitted into the hospital, because she knew, had I just gone home to then try to line things up with doctors, would take time as an outpatient. Whereas if I was admitted into the hospital, it becomes more emergent, and the doctors come in faster. And it worked. It worked. So I will sing her praises till the end of days, And now I'm still working with some of the same oncologists, going on to this next process too. So if you haven't had a colonoscopy, get one done. If you have problems swallowing, go see her. She's the only person I recommend. She works down in off of Princeton. She's part of the Advent Health Group. People I know. Yes, it's not a colonoscopy I have, but it's GI. Get your stuff checked out, man. Like I said, I had a friend that it, and if they want to tell you how it went, that's up to them. I believe everything went great with them. And again, my wife has also had, and it's the best sleep you get. It is really the best sleep you get. You know, I'm sorry if my eyes are not staring at the screen. I'm not used to looking at myself as I do these. So, you know, get yourself checked out, guys. You know, things you may think are minor, it's better to check them out as they're minor than they go bad. Don't try to treat yourself on everything. Go see a doctor. I get it. It costs money, but it costs a shit. It costs a whole lot more the worse things get. You know, so and I know we've kind of gone down a road here from the initial talk about the third treatment of Gamma Knife, but forgive me. I tend to ramble a bit on these things. Actually, you know, again, telling my story. So after that happened, anyhow, after I came out of treatment, groggy, I actually drank 2 cups of coffee. I am not a coffee drinker. I should say it would be 2 cups of sugar with a splash of coffee in each. Because I don't really like the taste of coffee, but the kick it gives you is kind of nice. And coming off Xanax, yeah, I could use a double kick. So I did do that. Then I think after that, you know, you come home and ate and whatever. I did know another thing that happened though. I did realize that maybe my blood sugar, I didn't eat as much throughout the day, and I felt it later that evening. I mean, it's like my sugar was so low, I could not eat enough. I was woozy, not woozy from the treatment. It was just feeling like I was just, yeah, something hit me hard. And then I found this giant Snicker bar. Oh, it went down like a prize. And I usually don't eat large Snicker bars. I do the bite-sized ones, and those are great, you know, but I saw that one, my eyes opened up wide, and I was like, oh, gimme, gimme. And is there anything healthy about it? No. But did it feel good and give me that kick? Oh God, yeah, it did. And I took it out. So, and then, you know, that was pretty much, and I had some pizza. Pizza was good. And that was pretty much the day of things, you know. It's also the kids' last day of school before the holiday break here. So it's going to be more fun times. But anyhow, so just wanted to mention how Gamma Day 3 went. And now the waiting game begins. And go from there. But yeah, like I said, you want to get notifications, I guess somehow you do it on this YouTube thing. And you hit subscribe, you get notified, and and go from there. Oh, and I have to take a picture of the mask. I know, and I think in the initial video, it does show the mask on my face. Probably taking a picture and add it on here as well so you can see the mask, not on my face. If I have to go back and have other treatments, they said they would have to create a new mask. That's cool. Whatever. It's only for an hour or two. Like I said, give me some Xanax, put me to sleep. Whatever. It's good to go. Okay, guys. Anyhow, it's always fun talking to you. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to ask. And tell your own story. Nothing to be ashamed about. You know, it may help someone. It may just help you. Nobody may watch it. You know, I don't do this to say, hey, I want to get paid. I don't do this to say, I want all these people to watch. I don't do it to get anything out of it except for me. You know, I just, something I did last time before, and I found it very helpful for me. I know others would have a hard time doing it. I'd do it. Ah, I think it's better than, like, I was lay there in bed at 3 in the morning or whatever, and you have all these thoughts going through your head. I'm like, maybe talking it and sharing it a little bit. It helps me. And I guess at the end of the day, that's what it's about, right? Not to sound like I'm selfish, but I'm trying to help me and kind of get it out there. Okay, we will definitely be talking more. Oh, I'll be talking more. Hope you're listening. It's always great to talk to you, peoples.